Hey traders, in today's video, what I want to talk to you about is how some things that I do in my life when I am going through my life, when it comes to the fears that we have in our lives, right? Because I have fears, I have sometimes doubts and insecurities. But also, I want to talk to you about the whole thing about like the positive side, like the target and all that sort of stuff, and how our brain can really screw us up. And I want to really help you when it comes to your journey of you becoming, better each and every day and each and every year. Some things that I think is going to really help you when it comes to that I try to do all the time whenever my brain starts to become, lopsided, either really like, oh my goodness, the fear, or oh my goodness, the goal, right? And the reason why I'm doing this video for you is because, one of the things that I'm always trying to neutralize my journey on when it comes to just what I'm doing in my life in general, like who I am as a person and what I'm doing in my life in general. I'm always trying to bring it back to the neutralizing of the journey of what I'm doing, right? And at the bottom line is that I'm always trying to bring it back to a space of I want to enjoy this as well. Okay, I want to enjoy. I want to have fun most of the time, and that's who I am at the core of it, right? Like even like some people whenever I go to the gym, right? I do boxing classes, I do high intense classes, and a lot of the times I'm there just having a lot of fun, right? I want to actually enjoy the process, and the reason why I'm saying that there is that because too many times in the past, for me personally, is I would say, once I make this money, then I'm going to be happy, right? And so then what would happen? I would stress, I would push, I would force things, I would rush, I would not sleep, I'd fight with the missus, I wouldn't spend time with the kids, I'd ruin my health, I'd stress, I'd fought, I'd worry. In order to get the goal, right? The goal, whatever the goal is. And one thing that I've realized more and more is that my brain was always saying, once you get this, oh my goodness, right? Once you make 6 figures from trading the markets, oh my goodness, that's more than you make than an entire year working a laboring job. Oh my goodness, right? And our brain does this. And our brain goes down this path of like when I start to make this money or when I start to get this goal, I'm going to be so happy. And I want to neutralize your journey. One thing I'm doing all the time myself, right? Because I have things that I'm trying to achieve, right? I have really big goals that I'm trying to achieve right now myself. But every day, I always, or not every day, but at least a few times a week, I bring my conscious back to saying that even once I get this goal, that's the thing I'm going to be okay. I'm going to achieve the goal. I'm going to be good for maybe a week, maybe a few days. And then guess what? I'm on to the next thing, right? I'm on to the next thing. And so I'm always trying to say, well, no, you're probably not going to be as happy as you probably think. In fact, there's actually a slippery slide on the other side of you achieving the mountain. There's actually the other side of is this all there is? Is this all there is? Right? There's the other side of I've been watching Sprint season 2, right? The fastest man and the fastest woman in the world, right? 100 meter, 200 meter, stuff like that. And the interesting thing is when you start to see the dynamics of these people that slave and push, slave's not the right word, push and fight and work hard and worry and stress and doubt and all this sort of stuff in order for 4 years down the road, in order to what? In order to get gold, right? But you know what happens? If you watch Sprint and you watch, that was it Sprint? No, I think it was Simone. Simone, she was the gymnast, right? Well, if you watch her, or even if you, I think it's called The Weight of Gold on Netflix. I think there's another. you'll see one thing here, right? What is that? You get to the point. You get to the point of, and you, for your entire 4 years, you're like, oh my goodness, it's going to be so amazing. This is my goal. This is my goal. This is my goal, right? And throughout the time, guess what? You're stressing and worrying and fighting, and you're not spending time. You're not spending time with loved ones, and you're so obsessed about this goal. And the really interesting thing is that when you get the goal, you get the gold medal. Guess what happens a lot of the time on the other side of that gold medal? For a week after that day, and then the next day you wake up, it actually becomes, that's when depression starts to kick in. So you go from like, yeah, and then the very next day, you're like, now what? And then so what we thought was going to be the greatest thing in our life ends up becoming the worst thing in our life, because then there's a slippery slope, right? It's like, okay, now what? Like, what's life all about? Like, what is this life for? Like, what am I doing for? You know, and stuff like that. And the purpose of me saying this here is that I always believe in having goals and stretching and going towards things, but I'm always trying to bring it back to neutralize my journey, to say, stop, slow down, and just have fun with the process. Enjoy it. Because once you get the goal, you might achieve the goal, and you might be happy that you achieved the goal, but within a few weeks or maybe a month, you're probably going to set another goal. You're probably going to take on another mission. You're probably going to go do that thing again as well too. And then by having that, it allows me to stop rushing and forcing things and being so cranky and being so angry, and and not spending time with kids and not actually having fun in my life, causing myself, heart attacks and stuff like that. For you guys that don't know, 2008, 2009, I actually went through cancer. And that was one of the reasons why, because I just wanted to get ahead in the markets. And I was just trading ridiculous amount of hours, trading all the wrong way. Because I didn't know anything back then, right? Now, that was then. Like now, I've been trading the markets for 20 years now, right? And when people get access to me as a coach with my mentoring and my coaching, that's the reason why I give you access to the most powerful systems and strategies on the planet and trading techniques. But then also you're with me every single day. And the reason why you need something like that is because, one, you need a coach to help you, guide you. Two, you need to be part of a community that's going to really support you, right? Because who you hang around with, who you become. But then also, the whole most important thing is that learning the actual systems and the setups that are likely to make a really nice move, so you can actually have some sort of reliability of a system that you can rely on every single year, right? If you'd like to join that coaching program, go to getjohntop.com and you can fill out the application form there. So the thing about that I'm sort of weaving into, sort of talking about here, is that I want you to just sort of, you may not be where you are right now, but here's what I have found: the more that I can just stop and slow down a bit and stop rushing and forcing things, because what ends up happening when you rush things? Sometimes because you're rushing, guess what? You end up, it's like an example. I remember a while ago, I was washing the dishes and I was rushing to wipe the dishes to put them away. And guess what ends up happening? It drops on the floor. Now I spent 10 minutes getting the vacuum, getting the dustpan to clean it all up, right? Because I just broke the thing. Instead, if I just took my time, maybe another 30 seconds, I would have got there nice and easy, right? We all know this, right? And so the thing that I realized is that if I can stop and just have a bit of fun with the process, and just try to have some fun today with this thing. And the fun for me comes know that I'm actually making some sort of progress in my life. Like, I'm getting better today. Awesome. How amazing is this? Right? And within that, I find that I end up making more progress in that sort of state, when I can try to get myself into that sort of state, than I would be like, oh. Because the really screwed up thing is that we don't be happy for a year or two or whatever. We stress, we fight, we lose sleep, right? We don't hang out with friends or loved ones or kids or all that sort of stuff. We're in that worry, stress, right? And then we do get the thing, And then when we do get the thing, it's nothing like the whatever that thing is for you. And then on the other side, you're like, oh my goodness. So I'm trying to neutralize my journey about the positive sides of life. Like, when I get this goal, it's going to be so good. Let's slow. Let's actually bring this down. Let's neutralize the journey. And this is why it's so powerful to listen to. Really listen to people that have achieved quite a fair bit in their life, right? That's why I like watching. I think Simone. I think it's Simone from the gymnast or the sprint. All the way to gold. You see these other people out there, right? And one thing that you realize is that, and I always try to neutralize my journey also through life. To say that I'm going to have to just accept the fact that no matter how much of good I'm achieving in life, maybe it's health-wise, time with my kids, financial success, I'm on a really good winning streak with my trades and so on and so forth, that no matter what happens, there's going to be some sort of issue, some sort of problem that's going to come in every single year, right? Every single year, I go through one, maybe two holy shit moments. It happened to me this year, right? This year in September, I went through 3 holy shit moments. And the whole thing about that, guys, is I just realized myself that, even though I went through the holy shit moment, one, if I can just prepare myself that, life is just part of the good times and this too shall pass. And then through the bad times, right? Bad times means you're going to have challenges, setbacks, things not working. Maybe you're going through a losing streak with your own personal trading. Like you're going through what Jim Rohn calls the winter season, right? But then through those moments, I'm trying to neutralize my journey by saying, you know what? Let's look at this from a 10,000 foot view. This too shall pass. Yes, right now sucks. Yes, right now this is bad. But if I get cranky or angry or really frustrated or try to force it or rush it through this process to get out of this, I'm probably going to make it a lot worse, one. But secondly, just understand that everything is in cycles, right? So if you're going through a really good time right now, we know there's some sort of issue that's going to come up really soon for you. And then when the issue's over, you got to go through a really good, nice, good booming time, a nice, good period of time, right? And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to encourage you to say that, when these things happen in life, right? When these things happen in life, it's just because it's just life, right? And if we can just accept the fact that there's going to be some problems in our life, and there's always going to be something that's going to come up in our lives that's problems, we can just come from like, okay, cool. This thing sucks. I don't like it. It's a holy shit moment. And, but you know what? This too shall pass. And that's where, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but when I go through those moments, I'm very, very, very big in the prayer. And I'm just like, just help me to see what I need to see through this process. Help me to understand, help me understand this. And then on the other side of that, you end up making quite nice moves, right? So this too shall pass through that. So the first thing, that whole thing about, to take you back to the whole thing about, like, just neutralize your journey, that when you get the 6-figure income or the 7-figure income, it's probably, it's almost guaranteed to not give you the satisfaction that you believe, that your brain says it is. So in the moment of that, just try to bring it back to say, okay, then, well, if that's the truth about that situation, then yes, I'll still want to achieve the goal, but why don't I step back and why not just try to have some fun with this process right now, right? So I'm trying to neutralize my journey on, oh my goodness, this is going to be so good. And then on the bad side as well too, right? The fear that kicks in. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so bad, right? And the fear kicks in when you go through those really bad moments, like I did in September this year. You go through the really bad moment and your brain automatically goes down this massive rabbit hole about how bad everything's going to be in life. Fear, right? And then you have to bring it back now to stop yourself from being so fearful, to bring it back, say, you know what? Yeah, that's a possibility of that happening, right? But probably not. Probably not. My brain's just making things worse than it is right now. I just need to sort of slow down and just try to sort through this and just try to come up with the proper plan of getting through this. you know, but that thing that my brain's saying right now, that how I've just had a few losing trades and somehow that now equates to me being homeless and death and lying in a gutter and my kids disowning me and all this sort of stuff. Like, where the hell did that come from? Do you know what I mean? It's like we go down this path. So I'm always, for my, every day, not every day, but throughout the week, I'm always trying to navigate my life through that process. I'm trying to bring it back to like, one, what can I expect? I can expect problems. Right? Two, when it comes to the whole happiness scale in life, right? The happiness scale in life. I realize that the happiness scale in life, if I actually want to be happy more, one, I just got to realize that the goal is not going to make me the thing that's going to make me happy. But if I could just be excited about, and that's the thing that for me personally, even though I go through my times, for me personally, I'm always trying to look at life from a perspective of, wow, how amazing this is. I'm getting better. I'm making progress, right? Same with the markets. And this is what happens, you know, when you start to really learn the art of trading, you start to see the patterns, you start to see things. You're like, wow, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm understanding this. You might go through a bit of a setback, but through that setback, you can find some small distinctions that really did really well, right? Because I believe one of the things that I've found is through my last 20 years, when I've gone through the periods where I was a really crap trader. I was a really crap trader, but then within, say, all those crap trades and my account being massive red, there was probably 20-30% of those trades that I took and the patterns that I was trading that did really well. And then I started to discover those. And then I started getting coaching and support and help and guidance, right? And that's when I went down that path there. And so my whole inspiration from doing this video for you is because I really want to help you down the road of your journey as a trader, right? That it's going to take a bit of time for you to just learn everything that goes into becoming a good trader, right? And put it this way, you never really get there when it becomes to successful trading. You never get there, right? It's always a maintaining thing. It's like a successful sports athlete, right? I just watched the UFC recently. Jon Jones, heavyweight champion. Dana White calls him the GOAT. But guess what? He still has to do the work to stay there, right? And that's the same with trading. Is that with trading, you never actually get to a point where you can just cruise through. Now, it gets a lot easier, yeah, because you realize what to focus on, what not to focus on. But you can't just cruise through, right? You always got to stay on top of things. Like, for example, if you're on a massive winning streak and you've made a lot of money in, say, a period of 6 months, if your ego starts to get involved and you start to have like the chip on the shoulder, like I'm the king, then guess what? Then this whole thing here is going to, that eagerness is going to start to send you down the wrong side of things, right? So that's what trading is all about. Trading is never about you can cruise through, right? And so but when it comes to the trading, the one thing that I love about trading, and the one thing I love about just the life in general, is that I get excited about the process of getting better at this thing. And isn't that amazing? And then what the reason why I say amazing, because I'm just like, where's my life going to be in 5 years from now because I'm making that progress? You know, and where's my life going to be 10 years from now? You know, or where am I going to be 12 months from now? Because I'm getting better at this thing, right? Because if you're getting better at this thing, then that's when it all comes down there. So my inspiration for this here, guys, is just to sort of neutralize your journey when it comes to your life in general, and especially when you get involved with these markets here, right? Because we can say, when I make 6 figures in a trade, I'm going to be so happy. But then you make 6 figures in a trade, guess what? Then it's like, why didn't I make $200,000, right? And then why didn't I make $1 million, right? But even if you do make $1 million out of trading, and trust me, guys, like, speaking from experience, when you do get that $1 million goal, you're like, okay, cool. Now what? You know, and then you're on to the next thing, right? You're on to the next thing. And so I want to do this thing here to try to neutralize your journey, that if you are getting better, you're making mistakes, you're learning from your mistakes, you're getting better. Just neutralize your journey of say, you know what? This is what it's about anyway. Because this is one, how I'm going to achieve my goal, by actually learning, having mistakes, doing some really dumbass shit in the markets, and then learning and getting better. And that's how I end up going to get there in the first place. But secondly, don't stop thinking. I need to stop myself thinking that when I actually get the goal, when I achieve that, if it's 6 figures for you guys or whatever that thing is for you in the markets, or 7 figures, once you get that goal, we can neutralize our journey by saying, no. Once I get that goal, yeah, I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to be happy that I did it. But no doubt, within a few weeks after that, I'm going to be on to the next thing, right? And so by doing that, we can just step back and say, you know what? Wow, let's actually just try to have fun with this thing and enjoy it, right? Because that's what life's about, really, at the end of the day, right? Like, you just never know what's going to happen. You know, I had someone that I looked up to, you know, he died at 49 years of age, had a really successful business and all that sort of stuff. It's like, and he died just this year. You know, so you just never know when that's going to happen. So I'm always trying to neutralize my journey so that when my kids want to spend time with me, like for example, when my son wanted to spend time with me yesterday, I went to the shops with him, right? I bought him some new work clothes. We went and had lunch, you know. Then I spent some time with my younger son. We went and got a haircut and spent some time at the shops. You know, when I do that, I'm not like, oh, I can't spend, you know, a couple of hours with my kids because I'm just so, I've got to be so focused. Go away. Right? And then so like I can neutralize my joy. Say, no, stop, John, stop. Get away from that. Go spend some time with the kids and enjoy your kids. They're getting older, right? And then you just go do that, right? And then I look at the positive side that when I do that sort of stuff, when I go to the gym, when I go to meditating, when I go spend time with the kids and do my boxing, whatever, I actually am coming back with a bit more fresher eyes and then I end up moving forward faster, right? And so just neutralize your journey, and that way, whenever you're going through life, that you can just understand this whole process. And again, just understanding the dynamic of whenever you're going through those really bad moments, it's just part of life, right? And the more that I can just accept the fact that shit's gonna happen. Shit happened to me this year. Shit's gonna happen next year and the year after and the year after. The more that I can just understand and just come to grips with that process, and then it does happen, then I still can utilize the tools of state management, you know, mind control of like, don't let it go too bad to the fear. But then also do things like ask for grace, ask for guidance, and then understand that this too shall pass as well too. And then on the flip side, once again, that stop myself from trying to think that once I get to this thing, then I'm going to be happy, because we know that that's not the truth, right? And then so if that's not the truth, then how do I actually bring some happiness into this? And the thing that always makes me happy about everything I do, from YouTube, from my business, from my coaching business, to my trading itself, as long as I'm getting a little bit better each and every day, I link so much pleasure to that, because I know that that's the thing that's going to end up getting me to the goal. And that progress is what actually brings happiness towards me.